To control AI, artificial intelligence, its creators need to make some big changes. And this is a robot hand.
Yes.
And this is a human's hand. You have robots that you like, don't you?
Yeah.
What happens if your robots start doing things that they want to do on their own and you can't control them? Would you be happy about that?
No.
Why not?
Because I would get other robots.
They would get other robots?
I would get other robots.
Oh, you would get other robots that would listen to you?
Yes.
What are you going to do about the ones that don't listen to you and do their own thing? You take the batteries out?
Yes.
Stop them from working? Yes?
I can do something, but I don't have robots like that.
No, you don't have, but other people do. So, let's read this. The Washington, D.C. charm offensive of Sam Altman, the head of artificial intelligence developer OpenAI, sure has been impressive. In a matter of months, Altman has met over 100 members of Congress, treating them to private demos of his generative AI, calmly answering their questions in hearings and briefings, and earning the kind of warm reception the tech industry has not seen in a long time. All this despite the fact that Altman has led with the message that his technology will cost people their jobs, yield democracy-straining disinformation, and threaten the very future of humanity. Regulate us, Altman pleaded. These are problems the government should solve, he testified. Then he got on a plane and returned to California, where nothing had changed in the rapid deployment of tools that even OpenAI admits are vulnerable to adversarial attack and prone to produce plausible-sounding but totally unreliable content. Surely Altman knows that a fractious Congress is highly unlikely to regulate artificial intelligence. Even less likely is the world's governments agreeing on international regulatory agencies called for. After all, Congress has failed for decades to adopt federal privacy legislation. Despite industry support for regulation there too, Congress has likewise failed to adopt cybersecurity legislation or laws regulating facial recognition technology or data progress or disinformation or any of the other threats posed by the internet or digital technology. There's no reason why AI should be any different. Clearly, Altman understands that calling for regulation is an easy way to appease regulators and buy time, while OpenAI and Microsoft continue spreading their deeply flawed technology. Microsoft, which had already incorporated artificial intelligence developed by OpenAI into its Bing search engine, its Edge internet browser, and its 365 suite of products, including Outlook and Teams, announced recently that it was incorporating the work of OpenAI into the CEO Satya Nadella called the biggest canvas of all Windows. This despite the fact that OpenAI products continue to generate plausible but false results and create cybersecurity vulnerabilities in user systems. And even if Congress could get its acts together, what would meaningful AI regulation look like? No one knows. All of the proposals that have been put forth are strikingly vague and would pose no hurdle for OpenAI. Microsoft and others rushing to deploy unreliable products. For example, Microsoft has argued that its blueprint for AI regulation, that a risk management framework recently issued by the National Institute of Standards and Technology, provides a strong foundation that companies and governments alike can immediately put into action to ensure the safer use of artificial intelligence. Yet what does this NIST framework actually say? Things like responses to AI risks deemed high priority are developed, planned, and documented. Not much guidance there. Moreover, the very next sentence says that the risk response options can include transferring the risks to others simply accepting them, hardly the basis for accountability. Likewise, the editorial page of the Washington Post argued in May that the first principle of AI regulation should be that AI systems should be safe and effective, but OpenAI and Microsoft already claim to adhere to that principle. Writing it into law would change nothing in their practices. The European Union, a regulatory juggernaut if there ever was one, has not come up with anything more concrete. Its draft AI Act, likely to be adopted later this year, is almost as vague on security as the NIST framework. Its primary mandate is that developers of high-risk AI must implement a risk management plan. But a developer's regulatory obligations begins a risk management assessment done by the developer itself, followed by the adoption of suitable risk management measures. The EU draft offers no further guidance on what those risk management measures might be. On the question of cybersecurity, the draft simply says that high-risk AI systems shall be designed and developed to achieve an appropriate level of cybersecurity. Far more meaningful than calling on a gridlocked Congress would be for OpenAI and Microsoft to set standards for AI and then actually follow them, standards that move beyond high-level principles to concrete reliability and security design elements. To begin with, AI developers need to implement security practices that have become standard in other areas of software development, including supply chain transparency through what's known as a software bill of materials and the establishment of rigorous objective testing and validation procedures. Secondly, the industry needs to develop a transparent way to measure reliability and security. The threshold of acceptable risk will vary from context to context, but until some objective metric can be placed on the riskiness of AI, everything will need to be an enforceable realm of appropriate and reasonable. We have objective standards in other fields, from building codes to airplane autopilots. The AI field needs to catch up. And third, developers need to stop releasing to the public AI models that pose serious, unmitigated risks. In this regard, the rapid rollout of insecure AI is no different from the software industry's long habit of shipping insecure product only to have to patch it later. The Biden administration's cybersecurity strategy calls out this ship and patch mentality as a major reason why our computer systems are so insecure, and the same holds for AI. AI products are, after all, software. Some portion of the promised value around generative AI is surely hope, but the security and reliability risks are not hypothetical. With Congress unlikely to act, industry needs to prioritize values over the bottom line. And this is by James Dempsey, Senior Policy Advisor in Geopolitics, Technology, and Government's Program at Stanford Cyber Policy Center on the Hill. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.